Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raise the Vibe with Liz. I'm your host, Liz. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to know if your partner is being unfaithful or cheating. So it's easy to figure this out if we stumble on a text or an email, possibly, or see them or a friend sees them. But what if they're really good at hiding it? What are some things, some telltale signs where you can really tell that they are? So I'm going to go through a list of things that you may notice if a partner is being unfaithful. So the first is their schedule changes. All of a sudden, they're going to work a little bit earlier. Maybe they're getting home a little bit later. All of a sudden, they're going for a run before work, or something took a bit longer at work, or they have to run into work for something, and things just start feeling a little bit off. So, and that something a little bit off, trust our gut, you know? So you'll know when something is off. So trust your gut, ladies and gentlemen. If you feel like something's off, it probably is. Other ways are all of a sudden, they used to go out with their friends and have a beer and it was no big deal. It'd be, hey, honey, I'm going out with my friends, or I'm going to go listen to some music. But all of a sudden, the theme kind of shifts. It's like, oh, I could go do this thing, but should I stay home or should I go? So it kind of turns into a little bit of a theatrical thing, and it seems strange. Another thing is you could be out with your partner and get home, and all of a sudden, they're changing their clothes to go back out again, and they actually change into something better. So they're starting to worry about their appearance a little bit more. What do they look like? What does their hair look like? Are they showered? Did they shave? Did she do her hair? Is she putting on a pretty dress to go back out? Grooming, again, the haircut, the shaving. Um, is he going to ask you to wax his back for him? And that hasn't been done in a while. And all of a sudden, things have changed. So, that may be a little bit odd. Um, Sex starts to dwindle a little bit, where you were getting it a couple times a week, all of a sudden it's dwindling and then it's non-existent, and you're finding you're the main initiator now, where maybe they used to be the main initiator. So sex starts to dwindle off, or it shifts and changes, almost like something's happening somewhere else. So certain things can happen within your marriage or relationship. If you go somewhere, they may decide to show up a little bit later. If you schedule a trip, maybe they'll say, oh, you go ahead and head down. I'm going to do this thing and I'll join you a couple hours later. He may share, that he's hanging out with different people now, or she's hanging out with different people now, or that they're sharing with you, oh, I was walking with so-and-so today, or I went and had coffee with so-and-so today. So there's new things happening and there's sharing going on, almost like that guilt of something happening, like they need to share it, which makes it okay because they're sharing where they went. They're just not sharing all the details. They're cautious about their phone. So when you would say, oh, let me check your phone, I want to Google something or check Safari, and all of a sudden they're like, well, why can't you check your phone? Or the whole time you're holding their phone, they're almost having a panic attack. They're watching, they're fidgeting, they're uneasy. They really don't want you, having their phone in your hand. So that's a big red flag. You could look over, maybe it's mild or just starting, and, they're just starting to get text from somebody. Even if somebody's getting an inappropriate text from a person of the opposite sex, they've invited that into their life. if they're getting those texts from someone else. If you go to a gathering or a party and you notice that there's somebody watching you, examining you from across the room at a party or a work party or a special occasion or something like that, you start to notice that these people are sort of examining you and looking at you and looking at your partner, and they're just like, what are they thinking and what are they trying to figure out? They can even go as far as sharing pics and videos with your family members, at special occasions. Oh, look at this person. Um, Check this out. Look at what I'm doing right now. On special occasions, things that you would normally do with your family, maybe they decide, hey, you go ahead and, do this with the kids, and I'm going to go down here and hang with these guys. And then just you and the kids meet me when you're done. Or, a shift in schedule or something like that. So those are just some clues about what could be happening, those subtle shifts. You go to sit down and they get up. They're not where they're supposed to be. They're leaving early. They're getting home late. They're dressing better. They're looking better. They're smelling better. All of these things are signs that something might be going on. And you might, just have a feeling. You might notice that they're looking at somebody differently. You might, notice that they're checking their phone more often, or when you're out, they may excuse themselves from the table more often, or excuse themselves to another room more often, or something like that. So there's that sneaky behavior going on as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that that's not happening to you, but unfortunately it does happen sometimes in relationships. And just know that it has nothing to do with you. I'm so sorry that you're experiencing it. It's a horrible thing to experience.